Good morning. Welcome to Up to the Minute. I'm Todd Duplantis, and it's good to have you with us on the show today. It's Tuesday. Feels like a Monday, but it's a Tuesday. And I would normally have a co-host this morning, but I think he's having some computer issues. We know how it goes these days with technology. So right now we're flying solo, but we've got a couple of special guests. Before we get to them, I want to thank everyone watching us on Facebook Live and YouTube. You can catch us just about every weekday that HCC is in session at 10 a.m. live on Facebook and YouTube. You can also find us across social media, including LinkedIn, Twitter, everything else, Instagram. Find us as Houston Community College District. And you can watch the rebroadcast of the show on HCCTV at noon, 5, and 10 p.m. Okay, we've got two special guests today. Of course, Tasty Tuesday is today. And we've got joined us right now the chef and owner of Shun Japanese Kitchen, Naoki Yoshida. Naoki, good to see you on the show. Thanks for being here, Chef.
Thank you for having me on the show.
Yeah, so you're not only the owner of Shun Japanese Kitchen, but you're the founder of something we'll be talking about as well, the Tokyo Night Festival, and that's coming up, correct?
Yes, that's on November 11 and 12.
All right, so we're looking forward to that. We'll hear more from you shortly, so stick around. We'll be getting with you in about 10 minutes. Okay, we're always happy to bring on our next guest. She's becoming a common fixture here at on Up to the Minute and all of our shows. Dr. Donna Davis is HCC's Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Officer. She also hosts her own podcast as well, and she's now the winner of the Diversity Excellence Award. Dr. Davis, good to see you again.
Good morning, Todd. Good to see you as well. Thank you for having me.
Welcome back to the show. I know we've talked about this on the topic. In fact, you were on the topic, and I told our producer, Melanie, hey, you got to get her on the morning show to talk about the award that you've just won. So congratulations again. Maybe you can tell us more about this award and how it was received.
Oh, it's a great award. We're so excited about being recognized for our diversity, equity, and inclusion work here at HCC. We were nominated in the large company category by the Federation of Houston Professional Women. The Federation of Professional Women is a national organization, and the Houston branch actually hosts a wonderful gala each year. And it was at the gala that we attended and were announced as the winner of the Diversity Excellence Award. So we're very excited to be recognized.
Well, it's a great achievement, and we appreciate all the work you do. And you also do a online development series certificate program. You have one coming up. Maybe you can tell us about this one, because this is your second annual one, correct?
Absolutely. We just celebrated our 1-year anniversary. We had a great diversity celebration a week ago with individuals who have been attending each monthly session. The DEI Professional Development Series is a 12-month cohort that meets monthly, and it involves staff and faculty who attend virtually. It has been virtual. We're hopeful to also go live and be in person with some of our sessions, but we talk about all things diversity. So anything from unconscious bias to privilege, religion, generational differences, and individuals log in, and we have very robust discussions regarding a variety of different topics. So we just started the beginning of our second annual series and have already done the nuts and bolts session. And then we will talk about next month racism and stopping racism. So we're excited about that one too.
If people are watching, they're like, wait, I'd like to take part in this. It's open to everyone, correct? And maybe you can tell us how they can do so.
Absolutely. It's open to the entire college community. You can certainly click on any of the links. We have both morning and afternoon sessions. And so depending upon which you're interested in, whether it's all 12 or whether it's only a few, you go to our website, the Diversity, Equity, Inclusion site. All of the links for each session are there. You simply click on the link and register.
And you can register, you can attend. I would imagine it's also interactive where you can ask questions. And I imagine during sessions like this, you also get a lot of participation as well.
A lot of participation, and you're correct. We utilize the chat. There's several prompts. We have interactive exercises. Individuals are allowed to volunteer and unmute and speak out if they're interested in doing so. So there are many ways of participation. I think that our college community has benefited from the opportunity.
And we also have worked with you on a virtual podcast, or I should say a video podcast for DEI. They're back and you do them, looks like I think y'all are on a monthly basis now, correct?
Right. They're monthly, the first Thursday of every month at 11:30. They're 30 minutes. I'm the host and I bring in a variety of different special guests and we talk about all things diversity again, even beyond our professional development series. This is the only month where we did not host it the first Thursday because I had a conflict and represented the college at another event. So actually, we have one coming up this Thursday, which is the 20th at 11:30. But other than this month in October, they're always the first Thursday of the month at 11:30.
Well, I remember, I think it was a little over, maybe it was about a year ago when you and I and our team met talking about the podcast and you guys were learning all about it. And I've got to compliment you. You guys have your act in order when it's time to go. You're always getting us all the elements we need. You have your guests lined up. You got your questions ready. You're beginning to be a kind of a pro at this.
Well, thank you. Thank you. Your team has been wonderful in just providing that guidance, Todd, at the very beginning. And I think that that's been useful as we've gone through the year. I feel like we continue to improve each time. And so I'm excited to work with your team. Thank you.
Well, y'all are doing a great job on it. And tell us what you got planned for as we go in the next few months in the podcast. Any upcoming special guests you want to talk about?
Well, we have so many different special guests. Our topics, I think that would be useful. We'll be talking about critical race theory. We already talked about assimilation and acculturation, generational differences. We also are bringing in individuals to speak about hate crimes and bias. And what leads to that. So a variety of topics. All of our topics are also included on our diversity, equity, and inclusion website. So you can see the schedule there in the same place that if you were interested in registering for one of the workshops. So I think it's very helpful. When we have time, we take questions. Sometimes the conversation gets so great that we don't always have the opportunity to take questions. But of course, I'm always available even after our podcast to answer any questions that individuals may have.
Any DEI initiatives on the horizon you'd like to highlight?
Absolutely. We are very excited. I connected with our talent engagement department, and we are in the final stages of developing the employee resource groups. And nationally, we know that we've seen employee resource groups, sometimes considered affinity groups, if you will, at various organizations, whether that's higher ed or private industry. And through my assessments over the last year, it certainly is an area that our college community was interested in. And so we're listening and being transparent and ensuring that we are answering some of the ideas that individuals have had. So that's on the horizon. That will bring together individuals based on social identities and demographics, certainly not exclusive. So even if an individual is not part of a certain demographic, they can still join the group and be a support and participate in change agency and allyship. So we're very excited about that, and stay tuned. That will be coming on the horizon shortly.
You know, I was, how long have you been here, by the way? Has it been over a year now?
Oh, it has been. It's been a year and a half. I'm on the slide up to 2 years now. So
I remember when you had it was the final interview presentation.
Yes.
I remember that quite well because I was working with you on that.
That's right.
You know, Dr. Frances Villigren Glover just celebrated her first year at HCC, and I asked her this question last week, and I'll ask you the same question. What was looking back at your first year and a half now, what's been the most pleasant surprise that you've noticed after working here at HCC?
Oh, that's great. Thanks for that, Todd. I think the most pleasant surprise is even though I'm the inaugural DEI officer, I have found in engaging throughout the college that there are wonderful DEI initiatives or programs that have been taking place prior to my arrival. And so it's been a joy for me to provide synergy to all of the great things that we're already doing while implementing new innovative initiatives and moving us forward in the right direction. It's just been incredibly exciting. We have a DEI Leadership Council at the college that I formed last year that the CEC approved. And those individuals represent our entire college. There are 19 representatives, and I rely on them a lot. They're wonderful when we're thinking about shared services. And some of the ideas and projects and announcements that those individuals bring really allow us to know that we're on the right track regarding diversity, equity, and inclusion. So that's been a joy and a very pleasant surprise for me as your DEI officer.
We're glad to have you with us, fortunate as well, and Dr. Donna Davis, HCC's DEI officer and winner of the Diversity Excellence Award from the Federation of Houston Professional Women. We appreciate you joining us this morning. We look forward to seeing you soon, and your podcast coming up Thursday, right?
Yes, absolutely. 11:30
right.
a.m. Great.
Take care.
Thank you, Todd. Bye.
All right. Okay, we're going to turn things over to Benji, who's now plugged in, got his computer working. He was having a few technical issues earlier, but Benji is joining us now. And Benji, you're going to be taking things away for Tasty Tuesday. We've got Naoki Yoshida, who's going to be telling us about his restaurant and the Tokyo Festival, which I know you'll probably be going to, Benji.
Yeah, they are a chef and owner of Shun Japanese Kitchen and founder of Tokyo Night Festival, which we were just talking about, and is our Tasty Tuesday guest. Welcome, Naoki.
Thank you guys for having me on.
Yeah, we're looking forward to learning more about your restaurant and the festival. So let's begin with a little background on you. How did you start with Shun Japanese Kitchen?
Well, actually, I opened it about 4 years ago with my wife. We've both been in the food industry for over 20 years, and we thought we would bring something different to Houston, something different as in from the Japanese perspective. I'm one of the first few Japanese Houston-born Japanese chefs, and I'm trying to create food that's never been done like how we do it right now. Trying to do a second generation style to kind of bring in different aspects of, like Ms. Davis said earlier, the diversity of Houston and the Japanese culture.
Awesome. So reading your bio, I see that you've had a lot of accolades and you even appeared on Bravo's Top Chef, which is pretty amazing. Why do you think you're considered one of the best Japanese restaurants in Houston?
I like to be different. So, for example, we create a lot of things that no one's ever seen before. One of the things that we're very popular and known for is we make brisket, but out of tuna.
Oh, wow.
I make ramen from scratch from different, last season, we did a beef barbecue ramen. This year, we're doing a snapper ramen. The name Shun comes from meaning in Japanese of seasonality. So I like to, every 3 months, we change the menu with different seasonality ingredients and food. And that's what kind of really keeps us I think, different from a lot of other restaurants where we keep evolving, coming out with different new exciting dishes, even new flavors. And that's what's really helped put Shun and me on.
So those places that you were talking, they're kind of like a fusion of like Houston and Japan. Would you say that? Okay.
Definitely.
So what is the difference between that and like the traditional Japanese food?
So pretty much what I'm trying to do is kind of like, let's say, something like Tex-Mex or pizza.
Mm-hmm.
It's not something you would see originally in the country that's in the original form.
Yeah.
But it has been modified for Houston or something for local.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I'm trying to do with Japanese cuisine. But what you see in traditional Japanese is really what you see at when your mom or grandma cooks for you at home. And that's what we consider traditional Japanese, literally just simple rice, soup, something grilled like a fish or meat, and that's really about it.
Okay. So I really want to talk about this festival you have going on. What led you to start this Tokyo Night Festival?
As me being Japanese, I've never seen an event or a Japanese event where they can actually combine every single aspect of the Japanese culture, from cars sumo wrestling, anime, food, taiko drums, you name it, anything Japanese. So me and my teammates, so we wanted to try to explore different options of different things where we can really bring all of Houston and Japan together by bringing best of both worlds.
Okay. And so what are your thoughts on Japanese culture in Houston overall? Do you think there's a big population that we're just not seeing out in Houston? What do you got to say about that?
No, it's exactly what you say. There's only about 2,000 to 3,000 Japanese population in Houston. And the Japanese people that are in Houston, they like to kind of stay hidden. So that's what I'm trying to do with Tokyo Night. I'm trying to bring them all out,
Bring them out, right?
I show them Houston. And I want Houston to show the Japanese people this is Houston.
Okay. So what are you excited most about for the Tokyo Night Festival this year?
Honestly, this is probably going to be the first time where Houston and Japan really kind of merges and try to really collaborate with each other. I have guests coming from Japan. I have a few actually guests coming from Japan. They're actually doing stuff for Houston. What I mean by that is there are some traditional kimono dancers that are going to be coming out. But we discussed that, hey, if you come out, not too many people may appreciate or understand the Japanese or the traditional Japanese music. So they're actually going to be dancing to anime music to kind of help really the different cultures really understand each other. I feel like anime especially is one of the best ways. Especially there's no like race involved. There's no other political involved. It's literally, just about the anime, watching for the next 20 minutes, trying to escape reality.
Yeah, of course.
So that's why I'm just really wanting to really show Houston and Japan. It's kind of like, you guys are the same, and it's just different parts of the world. But, I think, just like how I execute my food, it's like there is a way to find the cohesive balance that everyone can be, together.
Yeah, that's what I've seen when you were talking about anime now. It looks like anime can transcend so many cultures. Like, it's a Japanese thing, but I've seen, kids that just love and they read the manga books, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's just like they love them. And even me, I get interested. I mean, when I was a kid, I used to watch like Dragon Ball Z, stuff like that. So, it's cool that, that culture comes from Japan and we can transcend that over to multiple cultures here in America. But also, based on your photos we received, there is a lot more than food to be excited about the night festival. I know you were just talking about like cosplay and like the dances, but you are gonna have like cars also, right? Like traditional like decked out cars and stuff.
Oh yeah, so we're definitely going to have some traditional, they call it JDM, Japanese domestic market cars. So all the cars that we are bringing must be Japanese made. So we try to keep with the theme of the Japanese as much as possible.
Awesome. And how can you buy tickets for the Tokyo Night Festival?
You can actually purchase them through Eventbrite. Eventbrite, or you can buy it at the door at the general admission.
Okay. I do want to talk a little bit more about the restaurant because I am interested in going to check that out. Is there any plates right now that you have seasonal or something that you would recommend as a first time person to go to your restaurant?
Honestly, I would recommend our barbecue. You would never expect to hear barbecue at a Japanese restaurant, and that's why I do that.
Okay.
So we make our every single thing component made in-house from when we smoke the ribs. All our sauces, everything is made from scratch. So we do not cut any kind of corners, and even all the way from our bar program to even the sushi to our dessert, everything's made in-house.
Do y'all serve any Wagyu beef over there at the restaurant by any chance?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I sell a lot of good Wagyu.
Okay, awesome. Also, tell me about a little bit about your time in the Top Chef show. Like, how did that go out for you? How did that work?
That was actually really interesting. I just surprisingly got an email. It's like, hey, would you like to join us as a guest chef on Top Chef? I've never done not live. I've never done TV shows. So definitely I was very nervous about that, especially being around other very high-profile chefs from Houston too. I'll definitely say I was kind of like the low dog compared to everyone else, and everyone else was my idol. And people I really respect that made a huge impact in the food industry, especially for Houston.
Of course, especially being Houston. I mean, it's it's known as like a food capital of the United States. I mean, it's like you have so many cultures around. You can literally walk to the corner and you'll find, like you said, Japanese restaurant, Vietnamese, maybe a Mexican restaurant right there in the corner as well. It's amazing. Is there any more details that you want to share with us about the Tokyo Night Festival?
Well, yes. So one other aspect I want to mention is that, what was the best? So in my eyes, the best way that we can merge both Houston and Japanese culture together is by not only anime, but also with music. So what we've been able to do was actually bring the best Japanese or most famous Japanese rapper from Japan. His name is Zebra.
Awesome.
And then we also have the best rappers from Houston. And also in Swisher House.
Awesome.
So we want kind of like both of them to really work out together to really kind of show how Houston and Japan can really kind of work together.
Okay. And where is this going to be taking place at?
Lucky Land, so by Gallery Furniture in the North 45.
Awesome. Okay. Well, thank you so much, Naoki. Yoshida, the chef owner of Shun Japanese Kitchen and founder of Tokyo Night Festival, and our Tasty Tuesday guest. And we'll have all of the info for the festival on our post after the show. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, guys.
All right. Thanks, guys. I'm glad you covered the location, Benji, because I was interested where that was happening. So definitely interested in checking that out. Okay. We got some announcements coming up for you. All-Star Series 3-point Shootout, HCC Central. Check this out. Is having some fun for fitness with an all-star shootout. It's happening 1 to 3 p.m. next Wednesday at the HCC Central San Jacinto Gym. Call Daniel Lawson for more information. We'll have his phone number in our post after the show. So, Benji, I imagine you should be there to take place in this.
Oh, yeah. Also,
yeah, he seems excited about that. Okay. All right. Salon Services are back as well on some of our campuses, Benji.
Yeah, they are. You know, hair could be very expensive when you try to get it fixed up, but our 2 campuses have resumed their salon services on Tuesdays only. So you can call or walk into these locations. They take place from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. on Tuesdays at the Southeast and North Line locations. Walk-ins are welcome. We'll have the number to call on our post after the show, so definitely check them out.
Okay. We've got a faculty exhibition going on right now. Adjunct faculty member Angel Castellan is featuring his faculty art exhibition at HCC's Northwest College. It's consisting of works on paper and paintings. It captures his own identity through self-portraiture and imagery taken from everyday life. Through November the 4th, it's going on for a little while longer at HCC's Northwest College Spring Branch Gallery. We'll have some information in that in our post after the show. And there's a scholarship that students can grab as well, Benji.
Yeah, so that's the Reading Culture Scholarship, covers Ecuador this time. Students interested in the scholarship can read The Inheritance of Orquídea Divina for the grand prize of $1,000. Or 2 prizes of $500 each. Projects are due November 28th. And if you want any more information about this, we'll have that on the post after the show.
Okay. And if you're looking to earn some money while you're going to college, there are still some work-study opportunities available for eligible work-study students. How do you become one? Well, if you're taking classes and you want to, it was part of the financial aid package. The difference is you work the hours, you get paid, you can use it for anything you'd like, but you can check that out. We'll have all the information on the work-study program in a link after our show. The main thing is get signed up for it, especially if you want to do it next semester. Now's the time to get everything worked out and you can become a work-study students. We hired a few of them here at HCCTV. In fact, they're hired all across the district. Okay, you want to take classes for the fall? Well, I believe the final 8-week session started yesterday, but there are some other very abbreviated sessions, so you can get a few credit hours in. There's even the mini-mester or mini-semester, which happens over the holiday break. That happens as well, where you jam-pack 3 credit hours in like 2 weeks. Mm-hmm. It's incredible. But it's also very popular, and they fill up fast. Sign up today if you want to get involved with those. There are 5 ways to learn. 2 of them are online, 2 of them are hybrid, and of course, 1 is the traditional in-person classes at our on our campuses across the district. Tomorrow on the show, we've got a former HCC Southwest counselor on the show, Benji.
Yeah, they've been selected a Big Brother of the Year for the greater Houston area, and it's a great story, so you're not going to want to miss out on that.
Yeah, and subbing our monthly visit with the chief of police will be his newest hire, Commander Artina. Let's try this again. Artina Walker. It's a commander, or she is a commander with the HCC Police Department. She'll be joining us tomorrow. All that and more. When are you coming back, Benji?
I'll be back next Tuesday.
Next Tuesday.
Yeah.
All right. We'll see. Okay.
Depends what our producer chooses, but you know.
Yeah. Well, you never know. All right, folks. We're gonna sign off for today. We'll be back tomorrow live 10 a.m. right here for Up to the Minute.